'cause Gavaskar, the real master, just like a wall. We couldn't know Gavaskar at all, not at all. You know the West Indies couldn't know Gavaskar at all.
Oh, look!
I just killed Sam Curran. Oh my God. Okay, yeah, the West Indies did that to him yesterday. Hey, look, the West Indies are playing ODI cricket again.
Oh shit! I didn't even know they play ODI cricket. I'd forgotten. I'd completely forgotten that they play ODIs.
Amazing.
Hadn't seen them. Hadn't seen them in the last month or so when we were watching everyone else.
I forgot about them for a bit. Anyway, on that very happy note, welcome to the No Balls Cricket Awards. I am Cricket Awards. No, this is the No Balls Cricket podcast. We will get to
don't get ahead of yourself here.
We will get to the awards later. Getting a bit ahead of myself. I'm Siddhant Pradhan. That is Aditya Devrat. He is the. I really don't know what to call you anymore.
Let's just dispense on the introductions, and you can keep them for your little blurb below.
My little blurb. Okay, fine. I'm still technically a club cricketer. I'm playing this weekend. So
yeah,
anyway,
been coasting on that for too long. Like the debates we've had where you just said, "Bro, I play cricket. I play club cricket," and you think that makes you some sort of authority figure. Like, no, let's screw it. Forget it.
Listen, I am still the club cricketer. We always need a club cricketer in our life, just like we need a statsman. Hence, we have Chopta Chudinho. However, you are somehow dispensable.
You are a club cricketer. I agree with that. Whether that gives you any additional like insight or heft or like value to your opinions, that I
when I am speaking to the Samuel Luckhurst of the cricket podcasting world,
that is firstly let's not even let me just skip past firstly, because firstly is very self-obvious and like, yeah, I don't even want to get into that. But if I'm the Samuel, if like secondly, even if that's true, then why are you doing a podcast with the Samuel Luckhurst of the podcasting world?
Because you're the Samuel. Who doesn't want to do a podcast with Samuel Luckhurst to talk shit for 2 hours?
Who the fuck wants to do anything with Samuel Luckhurst? Anyway, I don't think anyone's going to get this reference.
Hey, no. Hold on. Remember, 60% of our audience is English. They will get this reference.
Yeah, this is true.
And I don't know how many of you are from Manchester or the MEN, but yes, you know who Samuel Luckhurst is. Anyway,
all I would add is that I'm quite happy he got banned
by Ten Hag. Yes. We get that now. If only Lancashire could do the same. Anyway.
Yeah, if only literally we never had to read that ever in our lives again.
Anyway, on our show today, well, for no better words, we have a bit of a tails between our legs segment, and which we're going to blame the pitch and Jay Shah a lot for, and also we'll quickly swing into the roundup because, weirdly enough, for something so soon after a World Cup, and despite us being gone for 2.5 weeks, a lot has happened. Let's swing into the roundup.
A lot has happened. Yeah. Well, the last time I saw India playing Australia, I saw India beating Australia fairly comprehensively. So for me, I think that I'm just gonna think that we won the World Cup. That feels like what's happened.
Okay.
Anyway.
As those two fabulous Indian cricket Twitter accounts keep reminding us, you know who they are, Johns and Mufaddal Vora.
Johns and Mufa. Cricket never stops.
Never stops. Yes, well, India... if cricket did stop, the West Indies wouldn't be playing. Anyway.
India won a T20 series against Australia 4-1.
Yeah, they've done that as well. But yes, the current one was against Australia.
Yeah, with a few of the regulars missing on both sides, obviously because it was so soon after an actual World Cup. But obviously this thus begins the prep for next year's World Cup, and right now that starts off with the 4-1 series win. Bangladesh won a test against New Zealand. Of course, SP thinks it doesn't count because Bangladesh always win their tests at home.
No, actually, to be fair, and I'm going to contradict everything that I've said over the last 2 months, a little bit here. But the best left arm spinner in Bangladesh isn't Shakib Al Hasan. His name is Taijul Islam.
I think Shakib has just grown, is trying to move on to bigger things, right? While his
Well, okay. In case anybody doesn't know, Shakib is actually standing for elections in Bangladesh. I don't know what constituency he's from, and I quite frankly don't give a damn. But I still will not vote for him.
you can't vote for him.
Even if I could, I wouldn't. Anyway, it's some pointless fucking election in East Bengal. Who gives a shit? Anyway, moving on.
Anyway, what did I get into? All right. What else has happened apart from Bangladesh winning in the format that SP thinks the shit is at?
Pakistan had more chaos.
Pakistan had more chaos. Pakistan decided to try get rehabilitating Salman Butt, key of spot fixing fame, who anyway has technically kind of been rehabilitated because
Wait, hold on 1 second. 1 second. 1 second
Yes,
while I show you what Pakistan tried doing.
Holding on.
And this is what they tried doing. Rao Iftikhar Anjum. Who the fuck was he?
He played for Pakistan. I remember him.
I don't. Anyway, everybody remembers Kamran Akmal and Salman Butt, and also Wahab Riaz.
So, point being, Kamran Akmal and Rao Iftikhar and Anjum and Salman Butt were announced as consultants to Chief Selector Wahab Riaz. Whether that meant that they were the actual selection panel or not, nobody knows. It was just a weird feeling. But then, of course, everyone had a big issue with the fact that Salman Butt got named to an administrative position in the PCB, given his history, and so 2 days later they had to stand him down. And this is what we call a regular Friday to Sunday in
Pakistan cricket. Basically, if they picked Kamran Akmal to do anything, it meant that more people would be dropping catches, hence more Mughal era fielding. So, you know.
I didn't realize, by the way, someone pointed this out, that he never got named when all that went down in 2010. But Kamran Akmal actually never played for Pakistan after the whole spot fixing scandal broke. And obviously, Salman Butt, Mohammad Asif, Mohammad Amir were the ones who actually had a case against it. But it was a very intriguing connection made there.
Intriguing little nugget of information as to how chaotic Pakistan cricket has been over the years.
Yeah.
The man who replaced Kamran Akmal replaced an Akmal brother as Pakistan wicketkeeper was a man named Zulkarnain Haider. Now, in case anybody has no memory of what happened to Zulkarnain Haider, he went on tour with Pakistan. Well, I say on tour, but it was actually a home series in the UAE. And he then leaves circuitously, lines up at Karachi airport and says they're out to get me. And then he retired from international cricket.
Yeah, this is how we cope with India losing the World Cup final. Just remember what.
Basically, we laugh at Pakistan.
But yes, anyway, Salman Butt was briefly a consultant to the chief selector until he wasn't 2 days later. Crazy stuff going down with Pakistan cricket, as always.
That, however, is only the men's side of things.
Yes, I was gonna say. So on the plus side, that's good. That's administration, and it's all men's cricketers. But the women just won a T20 series in New Zealand.
That's the first time they've beaten anybody outside of Asia and Ireland, I believe.
And before they won their first match of that series, no Asian women's side had actually won any T20 match, T20I match in New Zealand at all. And then they won. They ended up going on and winning the series
Wait,
after that. So
are you sure we didn't win a T20I game in New Zealand?
nope.
Wow. Okay.
Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka had lost all the games they played there until a week ago. Not even a week ago, like 4 days ago, whatever.
Right. Do we have anything else on the roundup? Oh yes, Jay Shah won an award, but we'll get to that later.
You're really jumping the gun on these awards. You wanted to start with the awards, now you want to do the awards in the roundup.
Okay, the first one was a Freudian slip, but we'll get to this later. That was the only other thing that happened in the roundup. Anyway,
I have one more thing. I have one more thing because while we're talking about chaos, I want to talk about Australian cricket.
Oh, of course, Mitchell Johnson.
Which having won a World Cup, quite with a lot of it due to David Warner's exploits in the ODI format in that tournament. He's then been selected for what is it if effectively going to be his swan song against Pakistan in the Test series. Everyone's expecting that he plays the series and then retires. Apparently, at some point before or after the squad was announced, he sent a text to Mitchell Johnson that Mitchell Johnson didn't like. And then Johnson proceeded to just lambast and completely lay into Warner and his selection for the Test squad and saying, why are we selecting a guy who averages 20 odd in the last 2 years? And what is this preferential treatment we're giving to someone just so that he can have their farewell series? How has David Warner earned this? Oh, and David Warner still hasn't taken any responsibility for Sandpaper Gate. I actually agree with him on that one. But all we're saying is chaos is not exclusive to Pakistan in the cricket world.
Okay, I have 2 questions for you. And actually, wait, I'm going to start that off with a statement. I think Mitchell Johnson is far less scary without a ball in his hand.
He's a goofball without a ball in his hand. He's like not serious at all.
He bowls to the left, he bowls to the right. That Mitchell Johnson, he is shy.
Apparently, he wasn't even scary with ball in his hand, according to that song.
Well, that's according to
what was your second question?
Okay, so the first one was more of a statement than a question. The second one is, who hates David Warner more, you or Mitchell Johnson?
It's probably definitely me. I think Johnson and Warner have been mates at some point. Possibly even until 2 weeks ago when Warner sent him some random text that he didn't like. So, yeah.
Okay. Moving on. Now let's swing into the main segment. We finally have to talk about the World Cup final because we've been avoiding that conversation for far too long. So let's jump into it.
Yeah. I don't know what to criticize more. I think, or not even criticize. Like we can round up the reason India lost that match, or we could go into how shit the BCCI was and how that played into why India lost that match. Or we can do both.
Okay, so let's start with the facts. I think on a good pitch, we would have probably won that game. We were the better side throughout that tournament. However,
correct.
It's not a certainty, but we would have had a better chance than batting first on
correct.
Something that essentially resembled a dirt track.
Correct. I agree with you. Why did we have that pitch?
I don't know. Secondly, Rohit, for some bizarre reason, made some very strange decisions, even while defending 240, which we thought was a defendable total, especially when we had them, 3 for 40?
Yeah, and I mean, part of it is just ebbs and flows. Travis Head just got the rub of the green in the early stage of his innings, and then took the match away. I did think his captaincy was defensive anyway. But I mean, really, we lost that game in the batting innings. I think that the timing of each wicket was just like the worst possible timing each time when it came to for India. Like Rohit Sharma going all guns lazy, then getting out. I still don't. We were arguing this during the game. I don't really have an issue.
Yeah.
I don't really have an issue with the shot he played because if he pulls it off, it's just he's it's just another six. But the timing there, obviously, with the power play just ending.
So my issue with the shot, purely from like watching that game, was he had gotten 2 boundaries off the previous 2 deliveries, and then to go for a third one, I thought was a bit. This is now you're really getting greedy, and that's where I thought his mistake was.
I don't know. This is like old school Sunil Gavaskar. Get a single after his six.
No. I get the first 2. Like there were 2 boundaries in that over by that point already. So I get the first 2. I was like, okay, fine. Well, you got your 2 boundaries. You got the whatever 10, 12 and over, 12 in the over that you're gonna get. So if you just talk it around, you're still gonna get 10, 12 and over. At some point, there has to be a little bit of sense of play. That's where I thought he was lacking.
But you can turn that into a 20-run over, and you probably take Maxwell out of the equation for a while.
Anyway,
and you're still around to attack. Anyway, clearly the timing of that wicket was bad.
Yeah.
What was even worse, possibly what was even worse, was the timing of the Shreyas Iyer wicket, which was like an over later, and it was right at the start of the like that phase between power plays, the 11 overs to 40 overs phase, because he's obviously your middle overs spin batter, and to get him out that early in his innings,
exactly. And to be fair, he fell to Cummins, which was when we saw that happen, it was like, okay, it isn't surprising that he's gotten out to a fast bowler, but this is just terrible time.
Yeah, and this is where the selection comes into play, and we've been. I think at this point in time, there wasn't really a debate about whether Shardul Thakur should be in the 11 or not. But the point is, when you play 5 frontline bowlers the way India do, or 4 really in Jadeja, and the batting ends at 8, then everyone, when you lose all those quick wickets early, then everyone does have to be a little more circumspect and rein themselves in, and that kind of happened with that Kohli and Rahul partnership, where they went so long without scoring a single boundary. Part of that was down to great Australian fielding, where a lot of boundary shots just got stopped either in the ring or out.
Also, they bowled also, people are forgetting they bowled fantastically well.
They bowled fantastic. They were setting up Kohli with a 4-5 leg side field, basically, which ended up getting his wicket because he wanted to force the ball through the offside. And it instead edged it onto his stump. But even that one, his strike rate was just around like 78 or just under 80 or around that, even though he hadn't gotten any boundaries for a while. And then he gets out right then when, again, he carries on. I think that probably makes a difference of 40, 50 runs at the end. KL Rahul, odd innings. Like, if he doesn't get out when he does and he accelerates, then it's a great innings. But because he did, it's like, okay, he patched the innings together while wickets fell around him, but also he played so slow that he just didn't push that total as high as he could.
I think it was the same. It was what we discussed after the game against South Africa with the whole Shreyas Iyer inning, but Shreyas Iyer caught up. Rahul just got stuck.
Exactly. Yeah. And Rahul doesn't rotate the strike as well as Kohli does. Kohli will get your 1s and 2s. I mean, there were so many overs in that space where they weren't even getting 5 singles. They were getting 3 singles or 2 singles. It's like, and part of that is even with people like Travis Head or Glenn Maxwell bowling. And it's like, you're just not, you're getting bogged down too far. Again, Rahul doesn't play the innings he does. Potentially, we get bowled out for less than 200 also. But he also, maybe with that slowing down, costs us getting to like 280 instead of getting all out at 240.
Yeah, and that would have made a difference, because if you looked at the way Australia played, other than Travis, Labuschagne went really slow.
Yeah.
But
he was allowed to, because Head was playing the way he was at the other end. And of course, there was a small target. So. But it was just some strange choices, even during sending Jadeja ahead of Surya Kumar. Like, Jadeja doesn't attack spin well anymore, and he was always going to get bogged down. So it's like, you may as well let Surya Kumar try forcing the issue, even if it's like a little early for him or whatever. I think Rohit Sharma kind of like just got a little too pragmatic and conservative with both the batting side and with that decision specifically. And then on the other side, like, does Shami really need to get bowled ahead of Siraj? Siraj is your
Oh,
blue ball
I
guy.
don't know. I don't know. And as a lot of people said, it took Siraj out the game a bit.
Exactly. It's like then Shami has to do something fantastic for it to be justified. He has to go on and get like 3-4 wickets.
But the
And
other thing
he
was,
got one big one, but
yeah.
yeah.
And the other thing was, if you notice, Australia were about, I think at the end of 4 overs, they were 40 without loss, or 40 for one. And that
Yeah, and
basically
that
sucked the
was
life
because
out of the
Shami
game.
was all over, and that was because Shami was all over the place. He got the wicket, but he was also bowling wides and boundary balls and all of that. It was like, we've spoken about Siraj's lack of control, but he's not that wild. And I think Shami was just, a little like just he was able to pull it back, but by that time, the person kind of bolted.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, all in all, a great Australian performance, but you expect that from them. They're the final boss of cricket. And thank fuck we can now finally call them double world champions and not England. And I will be way less annoyed because they're just used to it.
Yeah, World Test
But
Championship
World Test champions and ODI World Cup
and
champions for the sixth
within the
time.
space of a month. Yeah.
Yeah, outstanding, and Travis Head, player of the final in both.
Yep.
Can't top that. Also, Travis Head after the World Cup final was probably a better party animal than Jack Grealish. Obviously, we know whose achievements are better. Obviously, Travis Head, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, he's also just a much more likable guy, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Moving on from that, we've already spoken about the chaos in involving Pakistan cricket, but we haven't talked about what's going to happen later in this. Wow, already into like proper test season now.
Hang on. Before we move on, because we spent all tournament avoiding, or not avoiding, but saying we just said we'd get to this at the end of the tournament. So now that the tournament's over, let's spend 2 minutes bashing BCCI for everything we wanted to bash them for.
Oh my God! Yes, finally. What the fuck was that wicket? First, forget the ticketing and all of that. Why do you have to try and fix pitches?
Yeah, this team was so good anyway that, and it's like we just overthought. We tried overdoing the whole like BCCI flexing its muscle, home advantage, blah blah blah. Like, this team could have won on its merits without any of that, and instead, had they won, it would have been slightly tainted because of the whole like kerfuffle with the semi-final pitch. And in the end, they didn't even win because they got fucked by the final pitch. And it's like, firstly, I don't know what it's not entirely just an administrative issue because the team asked for this pitch. Like, apparently Rohit and Robert asked for this pitch, and was like, "What the fuck were you thinking, asking for a pitch like that?" But also, why this? Yeah, why are we pitch fixing the entire tournament? Why are we like? Yeah,
look.
You went to one of the games. You saw you've documented to me at least the issues you faced with like all the logistics there. I've heard so many horror stories from other people with like availability of water and facilities and blah blah blah. It's like, just we saw the empty crowds early on in
No, don't worry.
game.
Don't worry. The BCCI IT cell, by which I mean Johns and Mufa, will let you know that, oh my God, everything is a great initiative by the B. No, suck my dick.
It's honestly, with the way the BCCI has been, India kind of didn't deserve to win it just as a repudiation of all of that.
I mean, I wanted them to do terrible, but I mean, they obviously survived and did pretty well throughout the tournament till the final. And in the end, weirdly, they got their just desserts in the most heartbreaking of ways, but they got it.
I know. For us as fans, it sucks because we just want to see an India win. But also,
I'll be honest. The only people I feel bad for are the players. I don't feel bad for the fans. I don't feel bad for the BCCI. I just feel bad for the players.
Well, I do feel bad for the fans who got shortchanged at a lot of the venues. But yeah, I mean, announcing the schedule only 2 months before the tournament, so a lot of travelers from all the other World Cup playing countries couldn't really plan any travel. It showed early on. That Dharamshala outfield nightmare could go on and on and on. Really, it's just. And the BCCI has had its whole shenanigans with Jaisha and like how things have just gone to shit under him internally with the administration anyway. But like I think the World Cup was just a culmination of everything that's gone wrong with them.
Yeah, absolutely. And on that note, we will move on from the BCCI. We will move on to the squads that have been announced for the South Africa series. If you can pull them up, I would be very kind.
Yes, I can. Hang on. So the big news is that Rohit and Kohli are rested from both the white ball sides. And they haven't been playing T20 since last year's World Cup anyway. But they're also currently not playing in the ODI side for.
Oh, I forgot in all of this. Apparently, Dinesh Karthik bailed Tamil Nadu out of a hole in the Vijay Hazare Trophy. So apparently, DK still got it. Weird. I don't have my beard anymore, so yeah. Where are the
just gonna say that, I'm just gonna throw this out there. There is another T20 World Cup coming up.
Oh my God! Not this again. Thought we had definitively moved on from that. Anyway, here are the squads. Right. Test squad pretty much the same. It's a real shame that, and this is because of the BCCI being the BCCI, that we're only playing 2 tests in South Africa. It should have been a 4-test series. I mean, just that kind of.
Okay.
They're still a major cricketing country, man.
Listen, the whole country was against us the last time we played. It's good we're only playing 2 tests.
Yeah, nobody gives a shit.
Do you not remember that?
No, I don't. I quite frankly don't care.
It was because the DRS ruled against Ashwin, and it's like, and Rahul and Kohli were like whole countries against.
Oh my God, yeah, the host broadcaster and all of that nonsense. Yeah, whatever. Wow, fucking hell. I mean, that was that weird one where KL Rahul ended up being captain for the second test, isn't it?
Yeah, because Kohli was injured or something like that.
Yeah. That was when the BCCI had an agenda against Kohli, and then they got rid of him, and now he holds the world record, so he has the world's biggest fuck you to them. Anyway,
moving on.
Moving on.
Squad, the big talking about is that Rahane, who had been recalled earlier this year and was vice captain in the last series, is now not in the squad again. KL Rahul's back, having been dropped previously. And there's talk that he may even be our test wicketkeeper for the time being until Rishabh Pant comes back.
I don't think that's a bad option, to be honest.
I mean, I definitely trust his test batting more than Ishan Kishan's for sure.
And
he's not gonna open if he's playing wicketkeeper, so he's a good middle order. The thing is, I don't think he's actually ever played in the middle order in Test. But
no, he did. He batted at 6 on his. Remember, he's gotten his first Test 100 batting at 6.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
That was in Australia in 2014.
That's true. He's played this is not an actual stat, but he's played 99% of his first class long format cricket as an opener.
Yeah.
But yeah, he could end up being a wicketkeeper and batting at 5 or 6.
Can someone explain to me why Sanju Samson is in the ODI squad and not the T20 squad? Like that one just does not make any sense.
It's also like Sanju Samson was in the T20 squad in the lead up to the ODI World Cup. And now he's in the ODI squad in the lead up to the next T20 World Cup.
Just what is going on there? Also,
he's been the one he's been dicked around, I think. And it's like, because everyone's like, oh, he's consistent, so why should he get out? But like, how can you be consistent if you get selected the way he gets selected?
True. Also, I have one more big problem. Do you notice one batsman that's in every one of the 3 squads?
Trying to see this because it's not Ishan Kishan and it's not KL Rahul.
You know who it is?
Oh, it's not Jaiswal either.
Nope.
Hang on. Nope, I can do this. Don't tell me. Oh, it's Shreyas Iyer.
No, it isn't. Well, yeah, him too. But there's also one more who's gonna
Oh, you're
gonna
talking
call.
about Gaikwad.
I am talking about Gaikwad. See, I don't have a problem with. I think he's proven that he should be in all three squads.
He's going to be a weak link in South Africa against tall, fast bowlers. We know his weakness there.
We've heard this argument before. He's basically told everybody to fuck off, so on and so forth. The one name I'm talking about is Rituraj Gaikwad. But my point is, I don't think Gaikwad's proven in any format for maybe T20.
I don't think he's a good T20 opener, by the way. I know he just scored a century and it was a very, very good century, but he doesn't start quick. He catches up later, and I think we're past that stage of anchor openers. And like, especially if you want to have Gaikwad and Gill in the same team, potentially bringing KL Rahul back. Ishan Kishan also doesn't start quick, so like he can't open. I'm actually not entirely sure Kishan should be in the T20.
Also, can I ask a very simple question? Like the T20I squad still makes a lot of sense. Like I see some of the players in there that I like Ravi Bishnoi is in there, Arshdeep Singh is in there, Siraj is in there, fine. Mukesh Kumar, I know he made his test debut in the West Indies. I'm not so sure about him, and I think he's a little too old as well now. He's 31 already. Bear in mind that. And I think you could have gone with somebody younger, maybe like a Kartik Tyagi or even somebody like a Hungagekar who could have been in the squad and could have provided something. I think there's a missed opportunity in there having Mukesh Kumar in all three squads, which is a bit of a.
I would like to see Hungagekar come into the squad soon enough. I don't know if he's ready for an international call up yet, but I would like to see. I mean, he's as a fast bowler who can
bat.
He's something we sorely need because he's not like Hardik Pandya style all rounder, but the fact that he could effectively be an upgrade on Shardul Thakur it would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. To be fair, you know what? There's not much to pick out of the ODI and T20I squad. The ODI squad, I get that they're trying to play a lot of new players. The T20I squad sort of makes sense because again, you're just trying to sort of sort through combinations and things like that. It's a test squad that's going to cause a lot of consternation because I think everybody in that team makes sense except for Gaikwad. But I guess you're picking Gaikwad because Shubman Gill's supposed to bat at 3 now that Pujara's not playing there.
Well, yeah, and he did that in the West Indies anyway. You've got, I mean, look, Jaiswal and Rohit as your openers, that's fine. While we're on the subject of Rohit, by the way, I think he might actually be currently our best. Like Rohit and Jaiswal might be our best T20 option also as an opening combination.
Yeah, so I mean, okay, look, the T20 ODI squads are that's fine. The test squad's the one that we're really concerned about, and I guess the ODI squad comes with the least consequences at this moment in time.
Yeah, with the tournament 4 years away, I think our questions are going to be whether people like Shami's. I think Shami's probably too old to play in the next World Cup. That might be true for Jadeja also, though he keeps very fit. Rohit and Kohli are the question marks. Kohli stays fit enough; he can play till 39, which I think is how old he's going to be at the next World Cup, or 38, I think. Rohit Sharma is going to be 39. They're the question marks. If they continue to maintain the kind of form they've been in recently, they'll be automatic picks. You know, Sachin played till that age, and not to compare anyone to Sachin, but it's doable. But yeah, this is also a time where you figure out who's next.
Yeah, absolutely. Right.
Interestingly enough, now that the series against Australia is done, I think between now and the start of the next World Cup, we actually only play 6 T20Is.
Interesting. So, but there is an IPL in the middle.
There is. But
so yeah, anything could happen. Anyway, right. Those are the ODI. Well, those are the squads for the South Africa series. There's a lot of cricket coming up this month. Obviously, it's December, which is the heart of Test season. We've already seen Bangladesh and New Zealand play a Test match. There is India playing South Africa, and then there's Pakistan playing Australia in Australia, which basically with Pakistan since the mid 90s, they've been basically on a high rate to nothing every time they go there.
Yeah, it's weird because they have fast bowlers who you think would do well there, but it never works out.
It never works out because they can't make any runs. But yeah, that's what's going to go on. So really, we're just at the beginning of Test season. It's also the start of a new World Test Championship cycle. Well, not really the start, but like the sort of beginnings of the World Test Championship cycle. So you'll get to see a lot of interesting things. Hopefully, I'm praying to God that they change the venue for the final. I'm tired of it being in England. But
Yeah, they really.
yeah, they really need to do that. Anyway, that's that. And
Number one seed should host. That's if you finish, whoever finishes top ranked in that cycle should host this final. That's my change to the format.
yeah, that would be an interesting one. I mean, other than England, I think everybody plays their cricket. Other than England and Sri Lanka, everybody plays their cricket in the sort of October to April window.
Yeah, pretty much. That's cricket. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. That's cricket. Yeah. Anyway, moving on from that, it's now time for our favorite segment of the evening. What is it? What is it? What is it? Oh yes, this annoying intro
Finally,
to
the
thank-
awards.
It is the No Balls Cricket Awards. Take it away
We are
while I
fine.
show you what's been going on.
We finally got to the awards that we supposedly were supposed to get into right at the start of the episode. Let's give, since I didn't mention them in the roundup and I completely forgot. I'm just going to give the West Indies cricket team an award for beating England in an ODI. Just continuing ODI, continuing England's misery. That's great. You can do the funny awards later, so I'm just going to start off with a couple of serious ones. I want to just give the Australian team an award because they ruined Modi's moment, and I think that's great.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But also the biggest award of the day is congratulations to BCCI Honorary Secretary. Sorry, we're not even giving him the award. We are giving the CII the award for being the dumbest organization of all of mankind, for giving Jay Shah the Sports Business Leader of the Year 2023.
So, I mean, who's really surprised that the Confederation of Indian Industry has given Jay Shah? Like, what? Who's shocked? You clearly don't need to be you don't need to win. You don't need to be a good business leader or whatever to win an award in that context. You just need to be from the ruling party.
Then you just need to be Jay Shah.
Yeah, exactly.
The supreme leader of Indian cricket.
Yeah. Also, hats off to the supreme guts of the protester who ran onto the field at the World Cup final. Because to do that in that scenario, to be protesting in support of Palestine while you're in the middle of Ahmedabad, which has all its history of anti-Muslim sentiment and riots, and of course in a stadium named after one of the biggest Islamophobic leaders of all time. It was just incredible on that stage to do that. I hats off to him. He wins my ultimate award.
Wow.
As he's totally cutting off the segment. He's like, I'm not getting us into trouble. This entire part is being cut out of the episode.
I'll give him a mouth shut. Yeah, he's American. I'm not. Anyway. So congratulations.
That man deserves an award. I'm just leaving it at that.
He deserves an award, but and on that very happy note, it is time for us to remind you that Shai Hope actually has a better record chasing. Well, no, sorry, he has a better record swatting Sam Curran than Kohli does. And on that very happy note, it is time to end. Thank you.
You need to give a little context there. It was actually chasing.
Okay, no. So Shai Hope apparently has a better record in ODIs chasing than Virat Kohli does, which is quite shocking. But having said that, he's been a fabulous ODI cricketer for a while. It's probably been his best format since he burst onto the scene. But for the West Indies to swat England all over all over Antigua in that first game,
Yeah, we gave them an award. I gave them an award.
we give them an award. We give them an award.
Ian can chill out.
And on that very happy note, now that Ian has seen us with our tail between our legs, it is time to thank you very much for watching and listening. It is our pleasure to bring you the No Balls Cricket Podcast. We are available on everything. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, say cheese, talk smack about Pakistan cricket, call Ramiz Raja a moron, and have a good evening.
Talk smack about everyone apart from Indian cricket, where you just talk smack about the BCCI. The team is awfully nice.
I can't say anything. I'm going to keep my mouth shut again. Good night.
It was Gavaskar, the real master, just like a wall. We couldn't know Gavaskar at all, not at all. You know the West Indies couldn't know Gavaskar at all.